Comments after the assassination of Charlie Kirk lead to some educators losing their jobs.
What we're looking for here are not people that have a genuine criticism. What we're looking for are people that are celebrating political violence.
It's raising questions about the limits of free speech.
If you have a bunch of parents saying, we don't feel comfortable with this person teaching our children, the school has to do something. Now, whether that something is terminate the teacher as a first step is another question.
The debate underway now, and how Texas lawmakers are getting involved. A big change at Texas A&M. The university president out after turmoil over a viral video. We look at the response on campus and what comes next.
How would you say Congress has changed over these last 8 or so years?
You know, I think it's not as civil.
A longtime Texas congressman says it's time for him to move on. Michael McCall talks about changes he's seeing on Capitol Hill as he makes his decision to leave Congress.
Produced from the Capitol in Austin and airing statewide, this is the award-winning State of Texas.
Hello and thank you for joining us. I'm Josh Hinkle. The assassination of Charlie Kirk is leading to an examination of civil discourse and free speech in Texas. In the days since the shooting, some school districts and universities have reported firing employees for comments over Kirk's murder. It's raising questions about the limits of freedom of speech for teachers and students on Texas campuses. The Texas Education Agency is looking into complaints about public school employees in the wake of the assassination of Charlie Kirk. TEA Commissioner Mike Morath sent this letter to schools promising swift action against educators who post inappropriate comments. The conservative Project 1776 PAC is working to collect statements from teachers and amplify them to inform parents.
What we're looking for here are not people that have a genuine criticism. What we're looking for are people that are celebrating political violence.
Governor Greg Abbott posted on social media supporting the TEA action. Others are raising concern.
The person who assassinated Charlie Kirk was trying to silence someone, and that engaging in cancel culture is trying to silence someone.
Adam Goldstein is an attorney with the Foundation for Individual Rights and Expression, FIRE. He says almost all opinions of Kirk and the shooting are protected for public school teachers by the First Amendment, but says if their speech is disruptive to the learning experience, districts can remove a teacher.
We've tried talking to them, we've tried reassigning them, and at the end of the day, they won't conform their behavior in a way that prevents the school from being disrupted.
The effect is also hitting college campuses. On Wednesday, students protested after Texas State University confirmed a student reportedly seen mocking Charlie Kirk's death is no longer enrolled. The announcement came just hours after Governor Abbott publicly called for the student's expulsion. In a statement, the university said the individual is, quote, no longer a student at Texas State. This comes as Texas lawmakers formed select committees to examine civil discourse and free speech in higher education. State Senator Paul Betancourt is one of the co-chairs. He told NBC5 in Dallas that another look at social media law is also on the table.
People think they've got a license to say whatever they want on this. That's not true. Civil discourse has to be maintained. Just because you can say it somewhat anonymously or maybe anonymously, but you can't say that taking somebody's life is a good thing.
Democrats raised concern that regulating speech could go too far.
Loss of life is not something that, we're going to say that is something that should be celebratory. But again, people are entitled to their feelings, and we have First Amendment rights in this country.
The legislative committees will issue reports on bias and freedom of speech, as well as restrictions on campus protests. The committees have not yet scheduled hearings. Earlier this month, a new state law went into effect that updated free speech policies at every public university in Texas. Senate Bill 2972 requires universities to prevent people and groups not associated with the university from assembling on campus for expressive activities like protests. The law was a response to protests that popped up on college campuses across the nation in 2024 over the conflict between Israel and Palestine. This week brought a big change at Texas A&M University. President Mark Welsh stepped down Friday. It comes after a viral video of a student confronting a professor over gender identity discussions in a children's literature class. Welsh faced fierce criticism for how he handled the student's complaint. Adam Schwager looks closer at the response on campus to the resignation and what comes next.
really, really sad to see him and Miss Betty go.
Showing love and support for outgoing Texas A&M president Mark Welsh.
He was just so relational with the students, and so really wanted to show him the love when he left.
Welsh resigned yesterday, telling Chancellor Glenn Hagar, "It's been a pleasure to work for you, boss. Best of luck leading the best university system on earth."
It was very welcome news, but quite frankly overdue.
State Representative Brian Harrison was one of the most vocal voices calling for his firing over the last week and a half, over his handling of a secretly recorded video where a student and professor debated over how many genders there are. The professor was eventually fired, but for Harrison, it wasn't enough.
Getting rid of just one professor? Are you kidding me? When the leadership of Texas A&M, the president of A&M, has been pushing DEI and transgender indoctrination, not just in this one course, but across the entire Texas A&M campus.
What led you to this decision?
Yeah, bad time.
Welsh never pointed directly to a reason for his departure, the second president to depart College Station in the last 2 years. State Senator Paul Betancourt, an A&M alumnus, emphasized the need for strong leadership moving forward.
The best thing to do is make the right decision up front, make it clear, and be consistent. And that's what's not been happening over the last 2 years at Texas A&M.
Students and faculty say they want their next leader to embody the same love for the institution they say Welsh had.
God bless all of you.
In College Station, I'm Adam Schwager.
God bless you, President Wells.
Texas A&M is one of the largest universities in the country. The website Best Colleges reported the university had a total enrollment just below 77,000 students. Only Arizona State University had more students enrolled. He served 21 years in Congress. Now he says it's time to move on.
I don't think our founding fathers intended for us to be here for a lifetime.
We hear from Michael McCall about his decision to leave Capitol Hill and why he's concerned about some of the changes happening in Congress. 10 Commandments posters are now on the walls in one Texas school district. Why they're going up now, and how it's sparking debate among students and teachers about freedom and religion. Job openings at the National Weather Service increase after the deadly summer floods, the agency's response, and the efforts to address the concerns.